This is Anthony Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Pursue Fitness, and I'm delighted to be joined by trainer and manager Tunde Ajayi. Tunde, we're only 2.5 weeks away now from Anthony Yarde's first world title tilt when he goes to Chelyabinsk in Russia to challenge Sergey Kovalev. Chelyabinsk, I hope I've said it right, in Russia. Am I saying it right?
Chelyabinsk. You got to put the binks in there. Not Canning Town. Chelyabinsk.
I'll leave the pronunciations to you. But how are you doing, Tunde?
Fine, fantastic, wonderful. Dream it, believe it, become it. We're here.
How have you found this camp compared to previous camps? Have you felt an added pressure on not just Anthony's shoulders but on yourself?
First of all, we don't do camps. You should know that by now. You've been interviewing me for some time. Umar, tell him. We don't do camps. No different. And it's funny because on the way here, I was like, am I supposed to be feeling different? Like, it's another day in the office. Business as usual. Turn up, show up, blow up, as my colleague Andi likes to say. Lions in the camp. And 24th of August is no different to the 18 previous contests. KO.
You've just mentioned there KO, and we'll go straight into it. A lot's been made of the fact that you're going to be the away fighter. Well, not yourself, but obviously Anthony will be the away fighter. Do you feel that you need to get the stoppage to win in Russia? Are you worried at all of being the away fighter if it was to go to the cards?
First of all, young man, let me tell you something. There was a singer called Paul Young, back in the day. He said, wherever I lay my hat is my home. We're not the away fighter. Mr. Kovalev lives in California. He's the away fighter. He doesn't live in Russia no more. It's neutral ground. And in terms of the KO, and if there's added pressure to get a KO, no. You only need to look at Anthony's career. 18 fights, 17 knockouts. Everybody has touched the floor, including the one that got away. He touched the floor twice, actually. And Anthony broke his hand in the second round, and a good learning experience for him very early in his career. But go back and look at his amateur career. Everybody got knocked out. You're dealing with an individual who knows how to knock people out. And the question doesn't really need to be asked, what we're going to do, because his career suggests to everyone what he likes to do.
So what are you preparing for in Sergey Kovalev? What do you expect him to bring into the fight that maybe you guys haven't had to go up against previously?
It's not about what we've had to challenge, it's what he's got to challenge. What I can tell you is that I'm not preparing for an old, washed-up fighter, somebody at the end of the road. I'm preparing like we always prepare, as if the opponent is young, fresh, and ready to fight. And that's what we do. We come ready to fight every time out. So it's never about the opponent for me and for Anthony. It's about us. And for us, it's about staying focused and just concentrating on our job. So I hope he's ready. He's going to need to be ready, because Anthony doesn't mess about once he gets in the ring.
Do you think today Anthony's received the credit that he deserves for the way that he's progressed?
It really doesn't matter. It don't matter. I think the thing that matters the most is how Anthony feels about himself. Those that are close to him, as long as we all, the team, Stamina for Sale, Ade, Bilal, Derice, Stevie G, Cutman Cam, Frankie Greaves, as long as these individuals around him who are with him every day feel great about him and he feels great about himself, that's the only thing that matters. The outside, some are going to love you, some are going to hate you, and some are just going to stand by and wait and see what happens. So it doesn't matter.
Now, the reason I ask that question is because going in there with Sergey Kovalev, obviously a much bigger name, much more well-known name compared to Anthony has had to face previously. If he was to come away victorious, do you think...
Wait. Let me just stop you. You said that word, if. There's no if. And it doesn't matter who interviews me today. If I hear that name, I'm going to cut them. There's no if. The suggestion you make to yourself is more powerful than the suggestion of others. There's no if in our minds. It's when. So please, rephrase it. When we come back.
Okay, when you come back and you're victorious,
That's what I like. That's what I like.
is there maybe the concern?
sounds
Is there maybe the concern that people might turn around then and say he's fought an old version of Sergey Kovalev and not one of the best?
People can say and think what they like. They have that choice. If myself and Anthony had worried about what people have said from the beginning of his career, do you think we'd be here today? I don't think so. Even yesterday I had to block someone on Twitter because he was still saying it wasn't going to happen. I said, listen, keep your negative thoughts to yourself. It's happening. We're here. No matter what anyone has said in the past, I'm happy for Anthony. I'm happy for the whole team. And I can't wait for one of Anthony's goals to be fulfilled on August the 24th.
When you started out together as professionals, did you see the plan being mapped out in this fashion? Did you see Anthony maybe taking a bit longer to reach a world title fight? Did you think it might come sooner? What was your thoughts on it all?
Everything is timing. Everything is timing. I said it from the start. That's why when the fight was offered to us in 2017, I said no. When it was offered to us in 2018, I said no. Again, everything is our time. We done it our way. And I hope on August the 25th that the same route that everyone asks us to take, they take the same route. So let the current guys calling us out fight each other for the British title. Because no one is getting a route straight to us. Because you have to do it the way you said was the way to do it. Don't do it our way. So, as I say, one thing at a time, August the 24th first. But that's why I don't talk. And that's why people should be careful how they talk. Because those words might come back and bite you in the ass. Sorry for the language. Sorry, Dad. Mum. So yeah, let them fight for the British title and Commonwealth and do it the traditional way. Because we didn't do it traditional way. We done it the AY and the TA way.
Let's say those guys that you mentioned that are in and around fighting for British titles and that it is a stacked division domestically at light heavyweight. Say if all of those guys were to fight and somebody was to come away on top of them all, would you guys then consider a fight against one of those?
AY in the building. My man, that's him, Anthony Yarde. We really don't know what the future holds. We just have to focus, we have to do what we've always done, and that's focus on our career and let the fighters, the trainers, the managers and the promoters do their job. I can't really speak for another fighter and how their career is mapped out managerially. I can only talk about Anthony because I'm his trainer and thankfully I'm his manager as well.
Now you come back with the world title. What are the plans beyond that? Do you feel that you will have to go in and maybe look for unification fights, look for other big names, or to try and build an even bigger fan base for Anthony instead of going in with the people who has fought previously who may not have been as well known over here, despite the records they may have had? Do you feel that you'd have that pressure to maybe go in with those other title holders?
First things first, never look at the fight after the fight you're dealing with now. I can tell you a few cases of fighters that looked at the next fight. We're only focused on Sergey Kovalev and August the 24th. When we deal with that, then we'll think about what's coming next. But first things first, and that's Chelyabinsk. The 24th of August.
It's will be Chelyabinsk, as you've said. When the fight was first being talked about, you was very determined to try and get it over here. You wanted it at the Emirates. Why the change of heart? Why did you decide to go to Russia instead in the end?
Who told you I had to change your heart? I never had to change that. I'm doing my job as a manager. It's what I'm trying to say. Managing is a skill. You don't just fill in the application form with the British Boxing Border Control or you can, pay your subscription and become a manager. But there's actually an art to it. And I've done what I'm supposed to do. And no matter how you go around it, you know, we're here.
Final word, Tunde, before I let you go. What do you want to leave on?
Dream it, believe it, become it. Coogan in the house. sorry, boxing social. So, you know, like Kevin Mitchell there, my man. Listen, man, this is great. All these people, they've seen the journey. They've seen me talk the way I've talked from beginning. They've seen me stay true to my word, my beliefs. And I just want everyone to continue to support. Those that don't want to support us, thank you anyway, because it makes me get up early in the morning, continue to work. So thank you, Boxing Social. You're doing a great job. I love the work you're doing. Lions in the camp.
Tunde Ajayi, as always, thanks for speaking to Boxing Social and best of luck on August 24th.
Yes, thank you very much. Thanks,